Okay, Assalamualaikum. For this week, we will start topic 2, which is computer system. In this topic, okay, we have the overview of the topic. First, you will learn what is a system concept. Second is about number system and representation. The third one, information coding scheme. And last one is a logic gate and simple logic circuit. Okay, alright. Now we go for the next slide. What is the content, the learning outcomes? At the end of the topic, you will be able to explain the operations which is involved the information processing cycle, which is input, process, output, and storage. Okay, so this one is a video.
My name is Mei Li Ku, and I'm a designer and an inventor. So some of the things I've designed have been at Apple, and now I design products for kids to use so that they can have an easier time in school. My other jobs include DJing and dancing. Computers are everywhere. They're in people's pockets, they're in people's cars, we'll have them on their wrists, they might be in your backpack right now. But what makes a computer a computer?
What does make a computer anyway?
And how does it even work?
Hi, I'm Nat. I was one of the original designers of the Xbox. I've been working with computers since I was maybe 7 years old, and now I work on virtual reality.
Okay, I move on to the next one. Alright, what is a computer? A computer is an electronic device that accepts input, process data, and also produce output information. As you know, last week we have done for the topic about system, okay, about internet. Okay, sorry, for the topic 1. Okay, topic 1, which is about computer, and we learned the type of computer. So this is what is a computer. I hope that you Understand? Right? Okay, we move on the next one. Okay, what is a computer system? A computer is a working computer that include the operating system, software, hardware, and which are necessary to make the computer function, right? Okay, go for here. Okay, components of the computer system, we have hardware and also the software. So under hardware, we have a CPU, which we call as a central processing unit. Okay, input device, output, and device storage. And for a software, we have two types, which is application software and also the system software. Okay, what is a CPU, or we call as a central processing unit? It's also called as a brain of the computer. Okay, and hardware component of the computer process and control the flow of the information. Okay, it is carry out the basic instructions that operate the computer. We have two main components, which is a control unit and also the arithmetic logic unit, which is ALU. Okay, we move on to next one. Okay, input device is a hardware component allows user to enter data and instructions into a computer. Alright, okay, so the example is keyboard, pointing device, scanner, and touch screen. Okay. Okay, next, we move on to the next slide. Okay, for example of input device, another one is a pen input, voice, okay, voice record, if you want to record your voice, okay, and also the video input, and also biometric input. Okay, what is output device? Okay, output device is a hardware component that convey information to people. Okay. Alright, so these are the example which is under output device. Okay, for example, like monitor, projector, okay, and also audio output device, and also the printer is included as output device, right? Okay, next. Storage device. Okay, storage device is actually the hardware that records or retrieves items to and from the storage media. For example, hard drive. Okay, for example, hard disk, SSD. Okay, portable flash memory storage, cloud storage, and also the optical disk. Right? Okay, next we move on to the next one. What is information processing cycle? Okay, and this is the definition. It's a sequence of operations which work together repeatedly in a cycle, which is there are 4 stages. First one, input. Second, process, output, and storage. Okay. Alright, then we look at the diagram here, which is show the information processing cycle. Okay, this is a diagram. Okay, the flow, how the information process cycle works. Okay, first they process of entering data from the user. Okay, and the computer will transform data to information, which is process the data, and output, which is computer will send or show the information to the people in a format, usable format. Okay, then if you look here, which is they will be storage to save data and information for future use. So this is the concept, the main function for a computer. Alright, and if you look here, which is a process withdrawing money from ATM. Right? Okay, how the ATM work? Okay,
ATM machines are some of the most useful technologies today, and perhaps one of the most prominent that connects our digital world to the physical one. By simply putting in your card, you can instantly get cold, hard cash from your bank account. But how is that even possible? We've all used an ATM. After you input your card into an ATM and you input your PIN to ensure proper security measures, then you're met with prompts for how and how much money you want to extract. Once the entire process is approved by the bank, you get your money out. In essence, an ATM machine is a computer that has a mechanical dispenser for cash. Notably, the computer is connected to a secure network that can link up and validate information with your bank account. So, what all goes into this giant computer that dispenses cash? The major parts are the main board, the processor of the ATM that houses the CPU, memory, and connects all of the other ATM parts together. Then there's the card reader, the device that reads the card and account information stored on the chip or magnetic strip on your card. Most card readers and ATMs are enabled to read Europay, MasterCard, and Visa-style cards. Called EMV, this is the global standard for card reading. The chip in the card reader creates a specific transaction code for each withdrawal or deposit. Then there's the display, the LCD screen that shows you what you're doing. Then there's the keypad, the main input of the ATM for secure information like the PIN and transaction amount. The cassette, which is the part that holds all of the cash in the ATM. There's the cash dispenser, the part that moves the cash from the cassette to the tray. Then there's the printer that prints your receipt, the power supply that supplies external power to the ATM. Then there's the I/O board. This is a circuit that controls the communication between the processor and the internet or phone line. Finally, there's the modem. This executes the communications from the processor through the internet. Now that we understand the makeup of an ATM machine and the fact that they're basically just secure computers that hold money, how then does it make sure that you get the right amount of money, or that it's really you requesting the cash? The entire ATM process starts when you insert your card. The main board then signals you to enter your PIN. After the PIN makes it back to the main board, the board sends off a unique EMV transaction code and your PIN to the processor through the I/O board and modem. The processor takes all of the information and routes it to the ATM network associated with your debit card. Each debit card is actually federally required to have 2 networks so that the transaction will work in case one network is down. The ATM network then relays your info to your bank that then determines if the transaction is valid, say if your PIN and debit card number match up. If the bank thinks it is, it sends an approval message back to the ATM. This entire process occurs every time you make a new input, like the amount of money you want to get out of the ATM. When the process is completed, the main board initiates dispensing the cash and the dispenser transfers cash from the cassette one at a time. The dispenser mechanism is actually incredibly sensitive and is able to determine if the bills are dispensed properly in the right order. When your money... ATM machines are some of the most useful technologies today, and perhaps one of the most prominent that connects...
Okay. Alright, we move on to the next one. Okay, these are the process to explain how the ATM works. Okay, first the input system will read the account, okay, which is they use the device, card reader, keypad. Okay, then they process by processor. Alright, so these are the process. Okay, and then alright, next one, after they process the output, okay, they process how they show the output with the paper receipt of the transaction, and also the system will display the message. Okay, storage, the system will record the transaction and update the balance. Okay, so that is the concept or the process of ATM. Okay, if you look at the next one, here is about the calculator. Okay, how the calculator works. There are 4 main steps in the information processing cycle. Explain what are the input, process, output, and storage. When you use the information, 8 times 3, which is equals to 16, will be processed using the Windows calculator. Alright, so if you look at the activities here, okay, here, you enter 8 and 2 by using the keyboard of the calculator into the computer memory. Okay, and then the process will do the multiplication. Output will display on the screen. Right, 16 will be displayed, and storage will be which is the 16, 8 by 2 kept in a memory for the future use. So that is the process about how the calculator works. All right. Okay. All right. So next one, I will explain about the number system and representation for the next video slide. All right. Thank you.